September 4, 1998. Search Spark. Google Inc. was incorporated in California by Stanford University PhD students Larry Page and Sergey Brin. The company emerged from an academic research project that began in 1996 at Stanford. The project produced a search engine known as Backrub that utilized the PageRank algorithm. This algorithm evaluated web pages based on the number and quality of links rather than solely on keyword frequency. This approach marked a turning point in the development of search technology because it provided more relevant results than existing methods. The incorporation was triggered by an early investment from Andy Bechtolsheim, co-founder of Sun Microsystems. In August 1998, he wrote a check for $100,000 made payable to Google Inc., even though the legal entity did not yet exist. This event forced Page and Brin to file the proper documents and formally incorporate the company. With legal status secured, the founders opened operations in a garage in Menlo Park, California. The garage belonged to Susan Wojcicki, who later became a key executive in the company's growth. The early technical infrastructure of Google reflected both innovation and limited resources. The first servers were constructed from basic parts, including casings built with Lego pieces. Initially, the system operated from Stanford's computing facilities before transitioning to the garage workspace. Despite limited hardware, the search engine quickly attracted attention because of its speed and reliability. By the end of 1998, Google was processing tens of thousands of queries each day and had already earned recognition from industry reviewers who described the service as accurate and efficient. The choice of the name Google came from a misspelling of the mathematical term Google, which denotes the number 1 followed by 100 zeros. The name symbolized the ambition of the founders to organize vast quantities of information. This clear mission statement helped differentiate Google from other search engines of the period, such as Yahoo, Lycos, and Excite, which relied on portals or directory-based models. Google focused strictly on search and adopted a minimalist homepage design that emphasized function over decoration. Following incorporation, the company released the first Google Friends newsletter in 1998 as a method of communicating with early users and collecting feedback. That same year, the founders introduced the first Google Doodle, a simple alteration of the logo that indicated their attendance at the Burning Man festival. These actions reflected a willingness to engage users directly while maintaining a culture that blended serious engineering with a playful identity. By early 1999, Google employed fewer than a dozen people but handled hundreds of thousands of searches per day. The incorporation allowed the company to secure additional investment beyond the initial seed funding, attracting venture capital support that made it possible to move into a formal office in Palo Alto. These developments confirmed that the September 4, 1998 incorporation was more than a procedural step. It represented the transition from an experimental university project to a commercial enterprise with long-term viability. The historical significance of the incorporation extends beyond the formation of a company. It marked the establishment of an organization that would redefine access to information on a global scale. Search engines existed before Google, but none matched the precision, speed, and scalability offered by the PageRank-based system. The incorporation allowed the technology to reach a wider audience and gave structure to a business that could support continuous development and expansion. Over the following years, Google diversified its services and products, but all of that growth traces back to the legal and organizational foundation established on September 4, 1998. The initial incorporation enabled the hiring of engineers, the purchase of equipment, and the securing of additional capital. Without these elements, the innovative search algorithm might have remained a university research project rather than the core of a global technology leader. Google went public in 2004 and later restructured under the Alphabet Holding Company in 2015. Yet the milestone of September 4, 1998 remains central to its corporate history. That date signifies the moment when an idea transitioned into an institution. It represents the beginning of a company that would become integral to the Internet age, influencing communication, business, and knowledge access worldwide. The incorporation of Google Inc. on that date was a turning point that shaped the modern digital era and cemented the role of search as a foundational technology. For enthusiasts of historical ephemera, visit history-collectors.com to find collectibles that might complement your collection. You can own a piece of history.